Okay. We've done a few examples here of some of these composites. We did an example that looked like this, and what I want to focus on here in continuing this video is parts C and D here, where we have to evaluate. We would say we're evaluating composites, meaning we're plugging numbers in. Okay, so there's two ways to do this. In this previous example, I showed you the way where if you already know what the composite function is, then you can take that number and just plug it into the composite. Okay. I want to take a different approach to this one. Okay. Where we talked about, again, from the beginning, when we first started talking about composites, two ways to do this. Okay. You can do where you create the composite by taking g of x, take the variable expression for g of x, plug it in to f. And that's what we've been practicing. That's what we've been practicing here and here. Okay. The alternative approach is to take whatever this is, plug it into G first, and then whatever you get as a result, you plug that into F. So this is a different way for evaluating composites. So F of G of 3, okay, again, would look like this if you write it in a more intuitive way, if you ask me. So if you look from the inside, this is saying plug 3 into G. All right, I mean, this is going back to the first day of functions. That's what this means. Take 3 and make it the input into the function G. So if I go off to the side, and this is what I would suggest, go off to the side and figure out what is G of 3. G of 3 would mean I'm taking this 3 and I'm putting it here and I'm putting it here, right? So that's 4 times 3 squared plus 3 plus 5. And in the interest of time, type this into your calculator. That's 36 plus 8, which is 44. Okay, so G of 3 is equal to 44. Like, that's what this statement says, right? Don't overcomplicate it. This looking thingy is equal to 44. So when I write this statement, I can replace this whole thing with the number 44 because that's what it's equal to. So I'm not replacing the 3, I'm replacing the entire statement G of 3 with 44. And now, what does this statement say? Think back to, again, the first day of functions. What does the statement say? This statement says take 44 and plug it into F. So I'm taking 44 and I'm plugging it in here. So that would be 1 minus 44, which is equal to negative 43. Okay? Let's do the second example. G of F of 3. Okay, get a different color pen out here for this. So what is G of F? I screwed that up. Sorry. I want to write it like this, right? I want to write it like G of F of 3. So this statement is saying take 3 and plug it in to F. Right? Take 3, make it the input to F. So I do this, which means I put it here. So what is, and again, this is just off to the side. F of 3 is equal to 1 minus 3, which is negative 2. So F of 3 is equal to negative 2. So I can take this number and have it replace everything in here. Now my statement says G of negative 2. So I take the negative 2 and I plug that into G. Is that a 5? Yeah. There you go. 2 squared is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Plus 2 is 18. Plus 5 is 23. Okay. So you can work from the inside out, plugging that number in, getting an output, and then using the output as this input.